Picture this. You're in the grocery store walking past the various food products. Walking through the fruits and vegetables, you notice tomatoes, cucumber, corn, lettuce, and many other fruits and vegetables. Have you ever thought about what kinds of pesticides and chemicals that were used to grow these foods? Well, in this video, I'll be focusing on these pesticides, and we'll be explaining why you should care about these chemicals that are used to produce your everyday foods. Pesticides have been recorded as early as the 8th century BCE, but have been developed all the way up to the present day, and are far more advanced now than ever before. Although the use of pesticides definitely increases the crop yield, it is a highly controversial topic due to the negative health effects they have on people. It is known that pesticides are designed to kill things such as bugs that may lower crop yield. This in turn means that pesticides very well may negatively affect people as well due to their design to kill. It's important that we understand the health risks associated with pesticides in order to stay healthy and avoid consumption of potentially dangerous chemicals. The problems and health risks that are associated with pesticide use have an effect over younger children who have weaker bodies compared to adults. It also affects people who rely on nearby local water sources because due to runoff from the land, pesticides may pollute the water and make it unsafe for those people to drink. It may also contaminate the soil of an area. It's a larger problem in less developed countries due to the lack of regulation and poor applying practices. Pesticides have many health effects that may lead to things such as cancers, birth defects, and reproductive harm. Pesticide use is a large problem worldwide with its effects taking place at a global scale. Although they have many controversial effects, pesticides and chemicals do a very good job of increasing crop yield and defending crops against the many pests that want to eat them. It is estimated that without pesticide use, there would be a 78% loss of fruit production, a 54% loss of vegetable production, and a 32% loss of cereal production. Many justify the use of pesticides due to this fact. More people can be fed on a large scale if more crops are able to be produced without being eaten by pests. Lots of the food found within grocery stores has most likely been sprayed down with pesticides. If pesticides weren't used, it would dramatically lower the amount of food that's available, which would raise the price by a lot. A good example of pesticides lowering the price of food would be how organic foods that don't use pesticides cost around 53% more on average than foods that do use pesticides, which is shown in an analysis done by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Despite the positives I just mentioned, there are also arguments against the use of pesticides. The health risks and environmental pollution that they bring are large issues that can sometimes overshadow these positives. Sexual and reproductive health and the development of cancer are main problems that have been linked to the consumption of pesticides, as well as conflicting with the environment through water, air, and soil pollution. In a report that was conducted from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, found that 30% of global emissions come from agricultural activity, such as pesticide use. So with all that in mind, what has been the world's response to this controversy? Well, there have been many different limitations on pesticide use in order to protect the health of both people and the environment. The EPA, or the Environmental Protection Agency, has put limits on the types of pesticides that are used, especially if they pose an unreasonable risk to the health of people. Pesticides used must be registered, and there are limits to how much pesticide can be used to grow crops. Other solutions to this controversy could be introducing beneficial insects to get rid of the pests, or even hand weeding and setting traps for pests, rather than using chemicals. When it comes to the future, I feel that people will be able to develop more sustainable methods of getting rid of pests. They'll find ways that won't have such negative effects on the environment, but will still allow farmers to produce large amounts of crops. Focuses on conserving the environment will become far more common due to the way the environment is constantly declining right now. This will lead to innovations in these kinds of chemicals in order to preserve the environment as much as possible.